Good morning and welcome back. Now, would you believe that the weather forecast is for gorgeous blue skies by this afternoon? You would not believe it with the amount it has rained in the last few hours. It has been wild. This whole week has been bucketing with rain, but we are due some absolutely spectacular weather. I'm so excited to kind of just get out, and I want to do a bit of a walk around the garden. I haven't been able to get out there all week with the rain. I want to get the bulbs into the fridge. There's just a heap of little pottering around things to do today. So I think what we might do is just spend the next few days together and just kind of hang out. Well, it is certainly a different weather day than when I spoke to you last. Pretty much rained all day, and then we had 40-kilometre-an-hour gusts of winds, and it basically just blew away all of the last little bits of cloud and rain. And now we have gorgeous blue skies, and winter has definitely arrived. The little bees are doing their thing. Sorry, I got distracted by the bees there. They're very active with all the rain and then the wind. I guess they've not really had the opportunity to kind of come out and get all of the pollen and that for the hive. So I'm wondering if that's why they're so active today. But as I was saying, winter has definitely arrived. We're getting down to single digits at night time. So the winter quilt has gone on the bed. I made a stew. It's all cozy and just lovely. This time of year is so amazing here where I live on the Sunshine Coast. We get the most beautiful blue skies like they are today. Nice crisp daytime temperatures. Tend to get around 20 degrees during the day, which is just perfection. But I brought you outside because I wanted to show you quite the development in the vegetable garden. with all the rain. I think I said this to you last week maybe, but the timing of all of that rain was so good. If you've been sort of subscribed and following along with the videos for the last few weeks, you will know the amount of planting that has been happening in the garden. And so the rain, we basically just done all of the last planting when the rain really set in. So the timing was so good. And as you can see, everything is looking lovely. I mean, look at this. Look at the kale. Oh, I'm going to be eating that today in my salads. It's looking gorgeous. And all the beetroot is looking really good. You can see here this little capsicum's struggling a little bit. Capsicums tend to not like the colder weather. So it was definitely an experimental planting. So we'll see how that one goes. And the one that's really struggling is the eggplant. As you can see, its leaves are not looking happy at all. I'm not sure if it'll bounce back now that we've got the sun. You can see down there, we do have some new little leaf shoots, so fingers crossed it will bounce back. I also just wanted to show you very quickly the white crepe myrtle. It was only, gosh, was that just maybe 2 months ago, and she was still full of her beautiful pom-pom white blooms. But as you can see, she has started to drop all of her leaves for winter. Only be a couple more weeks and she'll be completely bare branches, particularly with this cold snap that we're having. Goodness me. I'm also just standing here looking at the crepe myrtle, and gosh, this is quite a pretty little vista of the garden here. Oh, everything's looking so nice. Anywho, back to what I came out here to show you. And sorry, I'm distracted again, but let me just show you. Look! Can you see? We have the very first tomato flowers. So hopefully very soon I'll be able to harvest tomatoes. I showed you a couple of clips this morning. I came out to do a little shop around the kitchen garden to get a few bits for my omelette. And so I picked up some spring onion and some spinach, and the very first actually of the snack capsicums had sort of come in. So I showed you a couple of clips of that this morning, but I'm very excited that hopefully I'll be able to add tomatoes into my little omelette mix. But this is what I came out here to show you. The garlic, all three have now come up. So this was the very first original experimental one. And then this one here, and this one, can you see this little fella right here? That's the most recent one that we've planted. Look at the little sprout. I'm so excited. So, a Google online has told me that we basically just leave them here, and then once the lower leaves start to die off, that is when the garlic is ready for harvest. So, fingers crossed, I will be enjoying my very own homegrown garlic soon. Even the purple beans, the purple climbing beans, are doing quite well. You can kind of see here. Getting quite the number of leaves and starting to make their way up. Well, now that we're outside and we're walking around, I figure let's just head down to the orchard as well. Whilst we're doing this little impromptu tour around, and we'll see how everything is going down here. I'm sure everything has been so happy with all of that rain. So everything down here in the orchard is looking amazing. So happy with how this has come along. I'm so excited for spring. cannot wait to see, because I missed the fruit set, because we did set up the orchard pretty much right on when the blooms were happening. It was such bad timing to do this, but I didn't get any fruit. So normally, if the orchard had been here for a little while, normally throughout spring, all of your citrus gets its blooms and then followed very shortly by your fruit set. And then it takes almost a year, and then it's generally in winter where you start to get your oranges and mandarins and lemon and that. So I'm really hopeful that this spring we are going to get some gorgeous blooms down here, and that we might get a really great harvest. If I shift my shadows so you're not looking at me, you can see, so this is a peach tree, a dwarf peach tree. You can see she's really started to lose her leaves now. We're getting sort of between 6 degrees and 9 degrees at night time, which is cold for the citrus and any of your deciduous trees. But fingers crossed, it is going to mean a great crop of fruit next year. I really need to get down here and get a bit of a tidy up. That pumpkin just did a number on the citrus. Yeah. Oh gosh. So I think in the coming weeks we might buy up some extra plants for down here and just try and fill in a few of these gaps, and hopefully get everything looking really happy again and really full and lush. I think it just needs a bit of TLC down here. This climbing rose really struggled a bit actually. I'm hopeful that when the peach tree drops her leaves for winter, it'll have quite the number of months to kind of re-establish in a full sun position, and it might get some height on it, so that by the time spring comes and she starts to bloom back out again, this rose will be further up, and so it'll kind of get sun all the time. But we'll wait and see. The cut flower garden isn't doing too bad. Pretty much all of my seeds came up. I'm not sure though how excited they were about that level of rain. You can see we've got some ferns here. The other thing that you might be able to see is, can you see this hole here? I don't know if I'm completely blocking it, but we have a little animal that comes at night time and is digging little holes all through the garden. I don't know what it is. I'm wondering if it's like maybe a possum or something like that. But hopefully, it always looks a little bit messy in the cut flowers. It always looks quite weedy while the flowers are kind of coming along. You can kind of see here, like all of these here, little seedlings starting. In positive news, all of the berries are coming along really well. So both of the blueberry bushes are doing well. These particular blueberries aren't deciduous. Usually in winter I might lose a couple of leaves, but for the most part they keep their leaves, and then hopefully we get a good crop of berries next season. But what is doing really well at the moment is, I'm just looking at all the new little, can you see? Like, look at all of these new leaves. This is the native Atherton raspberry. It is looking so happy at the moment. It struggled a little bit there through summer, I think. I maybe needed to really just keep that water up. It is in a pot because they can be quite invasive. They're a little bit excited in the garden and they can take over, so I have kept it in a pot, but I do think next summer I just need to really watch that. But hopefully we'll get our first kind of crop of raspberries. I think normally like spring, summer we get the raspberries, so that is definitely something to look forward to. Now I know I showed you this rose this morning when I came out to get the little bits for my omelette. but it is so spectacular. I think it warrants showing you a second time. It is pure white, like just stunning. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful. And we've got some little buds still to come, and this one's just opening up. Cannot get over how good the kale is looking. Cannot wait to have that in my salad. Now, the other thing that I really wanted to do today was pop inside and get the bulbs that we purchased together, gosh, maybe a month or so ago now, into the fridge. So let's head inside and do that. And I mentioned to you that I just popped my winter quilt on my bed. I wanted to show that to you as well. You came along, I think it was December, it was around Boxing Day sales, and I picked up this William Morris design winter kind of quilt cover, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is this strawberry thief design, so I really want to show you that as well. So let's head inside and do that really quickly. On the way back, I thought I would quickly show you this, because the pink of this at the moment, I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but it's almost iridescent pink. It's a zygote cactus. So it's just, if I pan back out a little bit, you can see it's in this hanging pot here. This side here is full of buds. This side gets a little bit more of the sun, which is why they've opened up earlier than the other side. But look at all of these buds. She's going to be spectacular in a couple of weeks. But look at those flowers. Isn't that, can you see like the sheen on them? It's a pearlescent pink. They're so beautiful. Alright, well now we're in Rose Corner, so I might as well just show you. We've got these pretty little apricot ones. And then just up here, oh, I'm going to block the sun, hold on. Look how sweet these pink roses are. They are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Alright, so I'm just in the laundry where I have been storing the bulbs. These are the bulbs we picked up, as I said, maybe a month or two ago at the garden centre. I planted quite the number of these last year for the very first time, and I had such success with them. They were gorgeous for weeks and weeks out on where the rocking chairs are on that patio. So this year I thought I would get the tried and tested ones, which is the rainbow mix, but then I also picked up these little sort of grape hyacinth, and then the China pink as well, which I thought was really pretty. You can see they're all specific for Queensland. So I am in Queensland, Australia. We don't get enough chill hours here to normally plant bulbs. But what I did, and what it recommended on the back of the bag here, so bulbs do not require chilling in cooler or arid climates. If in a warm climate, Sydney, Brisbane, which is me, I'm sort of more towards Brisbane, treat as an annual bulb. Chill in crisper for 6 weeks prior to planting, and then follow the regular planting steps below. That is exactly what I did. So I popped them in my fridge crisper. I don't know if you will call it a crisper as well, but we tend to call it a crisper in Australia. It's basically, you know, that drawer in the bottom of your fridge where you put your fruits and vegetables, that drawer. And I just popped the bags of bulbs in there for, I think I did it for longer. I think I had them in there for possibly 8 or 9, maybe even 10 weeks, just to try and get the timings right with the start of spring. And that basically simulated the number of chill hours required for the bulbs to sprout. And I got these absolutely spectacular flowers. If you're watching the videos sort of throughout spring last year, you would have seen them because I was over the moon about them, and it was just such a pleasure to watch them grow and have something so uniquely spring. I think at that time of year was really nice. So that is what I'm wanting to do now, is get these into the crisper in the fridge, and then I'll pop a reminder in my phone for, I think I'll probably do the same thing, maybe 8 or 9 weeks, to then take them out, and then we will pop them up together and put them somewhere really lovely that I can enjoy throughout spring. So I have shown you this before, but it is lunchtime, and generally what I do for my salads is I prep everything. So you can see I've got the cucumber all diced up, the carrot and the beetroot is all grated, I've got avocado ready to go, chicken that I've done in the slow cooker. I'm going to head outside now and just harvest some of that kale and probably a spring onion to put in there as well. I'm trying to think about, I normally do a bit of an olive oil dressing. If you're wondering what this little thing is, this is the seeds from this morning's snack capsicum. I've just kept them. I might actually try and plant them and see how we go, see if we get any new little cucumbers there. But I thought I'd very quickly show you that. Very handy, very easy. It just makes doing salads so much easier. So let's head outside now and get some kale and spring onions. Oh, we've got gorgeous afternoon sunshine. It has actually been a couple hours since I spoke to you. So let's maybe we'll grab some kale first, I think. Cannot get over how well the kale has done. Goodness me, it's obviously loved all of the rain. It's nothing nicer than being able to go out to your own garden and just pick a bunch of things to have. That's probably a good handful, so I'd say that will be enough. And again, as I said this morning, hopefully soon we'll have tomatoes to put in the salad. And then a spring onion. I have to say, adding a spring onion to a salad really just adds something. Where's a nice one? And basically with my spring onions, because of the weather that I have here, my spring onions are all year round. So I tend to just cut them off down the bottom, and then they just sprout new ones, which is very handy. So I basically just have a full crop of spring onions all year long. Now, it never looks like much once I've gone and it's all been mixed through, but it is so delicious. Gosh, it's tasty. I've been eating pretty much the same lunch on the weekends for the last couple of years now, and it's, yeah, very, very tasty, nutritious and delicious. All right, I'm just sitting here on the sun deck, quite honestly watching the bees. Can you see them in there? They're having quite the time in the flowers. But I am wanting to plant up, I showed you earlier, the sort of little stub of the snack capsicum. And it has, hopefully you can kind of see in there, it's got seeds in here. And so I thought I might just trial planting them up. Nothing may come from it. It's not the best time of year. Capsicum's like a little bit of warmer weather than what we're currently having, but it can't hurt to try given that I have the seeds. So this pot here and this one over here are both snack capsicums. These ones here, unfortunately, yes, I am in a very warm jacket. It's very cold at the moment. These ones here just haven't made it through the summer. So I might pull those ones out and plant sort of the seeds into this pot here just around. So I'll pop you down for a moment while I get these ones out, and then we'll plant up the little snack capsicum seeds, and we'll just keep an eye on them over the next couple of weeks and see if we can get some new little plants from them. I don't know if you can see in here. Can you see here? That's just another little snack capsicum. So that'll be ready to eat very soon. All right, I've pulled out those dead little branches, so I've got a little bit more room here. Oh, is that another one? Yeah, I'll just get that out. And then all I'm going to do is kind of get my nail and just try and pull out the seeds, and I'll sprinkle them sprinkle them around, and then we'll just cover them with a little bit of dirt. All right, there you go. They are the seeds there. So I'm just going to spend a couple of moments just planting them in, not sort of very deep in the soil, I don't think, but just enough so they're covered. And then we'll give it a little bit of a drink of water and keep an eye on it, and just fingers crossed we get some new snack capsicum plants. Alright, they have been put to bed. Just basically I've done a little grouping here and then sort of a little crescent shape around here. Gosh, these bees love these plants. They are just so busy on this. You wouldn't think that there would be so much, like a lot of pollen left, given that they're out here all the time, but there must be. It must just produce new flowers every single day, and they're just full of pollen that the bees seem to love. Gosh, they're struggling in the wind. So as I was saying, winter has definitely arrived, and I just wanted to very quickly show you my new winter quilt set. If you've been hanging out with me for a little while now, back in June I actually got this on sale at sort of like an outlet centre from Bed Bath and Table, and it's a William Morris design, and the design on it is Strawberry Thief. So you can see here all the gorgeous little strawberries, and then the birds stealing the strawberries, and then the gorgeous floral design. The tone of this is really gorgeous as well. I have a lot of sort of greys and those calmer, sort of more muted tones in my room. I don't sort of like anything super bright, but these little pops of the red strawberries are so gorgeous. Anyway, very, very happy to have that finally on. When you buy something 6 months ago and you don't have the opportunity to use it, because obviously I purchased it around the Boxing Day sales. I'm pretty sure we got that, so it would have been like December, so 6 months ago, and we were in the middle of peak summer. It was super, super hot, and so this is my very first opportunity, but I am really happy with how that's looking on the bed. Colours complement the room so well, and we're getting this gorgeous afternoon sunlight. Well, I have just had a very exciting delivery arrive, so we're actually going to pop inside and we will open that up together. I've been waiting for it, so very curious to see what it looks like. But I want to preface my delivery by saying that, enjoy this view at the moment, because I am actually going to be heading away on holidays for a couple of weeks, so I will bring you along with me. My video next week will actually be sort of week 1, I think, of the holiday, which I'm absolutely just over the moon about. I'm so excited. I'm going somewhere in Australia that I've never been before, but I've heard it is beautiful, and again, as I've said, I've never actually been, so I'm not sure, and we will discover it together. But people have sort of said it's almost the Australian version of the Hamptons or Nantucket. So, and I've never been to the Hamptons or Nantucket before, So, I mean, I'm not going to be able to compare very well, but I will share it with you and you'll be able to tell me if you've been there as to whether it's anything like that. But I'm very, very excited. And the reason for the holiday, I mean, you never need a proper reason for a holiday, but the main purpose of the holiday, Mum is going to be coming along. And if you've been subscribed here for a little while, you'll know that it is quite the tradition for Mum and I. And every year for our birthday, so I have a birthday sort of mid-year, Mum's more towards the end of the year, we basically have a bit of a holiday. We have a girls' trip and we just do something really special to mark the occasion, and I feel very fortunate and very lucky that I'm able to do that. But it's quite the tradition for us, and so that is what we're going to be doing. So it's actually going to be a holiday to kind of celebrate my birthday, which is nice and exciting. And so as a result of that, I have bought myself an early birthday present to sort of take along with us. And that's what we're going to go inside and unbox now. So I won't talk too much about the holiday any further. Hit that subscribe button and come back next Wednesday and you will be able to join Mum and I for everything we get up to. I have tried really hard to not... I'm one of those people who will often sort of plan so much when I'm on holidays. Like I'll sort of cram in as much as I can because you know you're there and you're wanting to see as much as possible. But I do really want to have some downtime. It's been an incredibly busy year this year. So I just think it's really important to have some downtime, relax, just enjoy and not schedule too many things, but I've definitely got a lot of options. I've got lists of things we can do, things we can kind of get together and enjoy. So I'm genuinely I'm basically about to be heading in and packing and all of that because we are about to head off, and I'm just, you get that excited feeling in your tummy, and it just, I'm very, very excited about it. Fingers crossed, I hope it is going to be gorgeous. So we're going to sort of one place sort of for the first part, and then we're moving to another completely different area for the second part. It is actually going to be quite the road trip for us to get there. But let's head inside. I've been waiting for this delivery for a couple of days now, so I'm very keen to get into the package and see what it looks like. Oh, I hope it's beautiful. I absolutely hope it's gorgeous. So, package has arrived. I've got my trusty scissors here, and I might not risk it. I might pop you down just for a quick moment while I get the bag open, and then we'll have a little look at it together. It will definitely be first impressions. I saw this, it's a new release, and I saw it online, and the colours. Anyway, let me not go on. Let's open this up. A couple of weeks ago, we were in Brisbane, and when we were having a bit of a shop in the Queen Street sort of main area of the city, I was walking past and saw a store, a designer store. The designer was Maiocchi. I've never heard of that designer before, but there was a dress in the window that I was obsessed with. And you will know, I basically went in and I purchased this dress. It was this really gorgeous wrap dress, and it was sort of velvet cherries, like the fruit cherries, these dark, gorgeous red cherries all over the dress, and the silhouette was beautiful. Anywho, so I purchased that, and I have been absolutely loving this dress. And so I followed the brand online, and they released that a new almost winter style has come out. I'm not sure if I've said this in this video, but I am in Australia, so I am actually in winter at the moment. And we get winter, but we don't get that cold of winter. Like, I will still wear dresses with maybe a little cardigan or something during winter. And the dress, let me tell you what the dress is called. So this is the Victoria dress in Plum Lady Velvet. And so you'll remember I was obsessed with the sleeves of the cherry dress. And these ones have got slightly longer sleeves. So because it's a wrap dress and it is sheer, they come with a bamboo slip. So this is the bamboo slip, as you can see. I must say, it looks, I'm obviously looking at it in person and I'm looking at it through the camera. The camera makes it look really pink and it is not. It is very much like a purple. I'm wondering, see, even like that, it makes it pinker. It's, even that's maybe a little bit better. Can you kind of see, it is actually quite a dark purple. I don't know how to, I wonder what camera setting I would need to change. That's definitely more purple than what it was looking originally, but it is actually even a couple of shades darker in person than what you're seeing. So yes, very much a plum sort of purple color. So that is the slip. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's, sorry, this is the first, as I said, this is the first time I'm seeing it in person. I love it. I wasn't sure. In some of the photos online, it almost looked like it was a bit more like the pinks seemed, like these bits of the pink here seemed quite vibrant. They are not, which I am unbelievably happy with. Pinks do not suit my skin tone. But this purple velvet, oh, it is everything. And then it's got like this floral, as you can see, with like the bone and the blue, and then the little pops of pink. And then the velvety texture, like the velvet finish to it, just gives it that sheen. It's a 3/4 sleeve, so that's the sleeve there. And that's your, like the wrap there. Oh, wow. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. Oh, I'm obsessed. So, as I was saying, this is my early birthday present to myself, this dress. And I'm not doing it justice at all, having it here laid out on the bed. But I am particularly disheveled at the moment, so I'm not keen to try it on. I don't think that that's going to be the most flattering. But I've purchased it to basically take away and, you know, wear for my birthday trip. So if you'd like to see this on, definitely join me next Wednesday for the trip, because I'll be trying this on and I will be looking. The brand is here, so it's Maiocchi, Maiocchi, Maiocchi. And they just have some really pretty things. They're different, and I think that's what I like. They do limited runs, so it's not, you know, mass produced or anything. You're not going to see a heap of other people wearing the same thing that you're wearing. But I am actually going to bid you farewell. I need to get myself organized, and to be honest with you, I do probably need to start thinking about packing. So, as always, thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed this sort of hanging out over the last couple of days with me. And I truly hope that you will subscribe and join me and Mum for our trip over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have the best. We always have the best time. When Mum and I are together, we always just have such a great time. So anywho, I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.